Hey y'all, I was just updating, or not updating, but filling up my water tanks. When I'm using my water and the faucets spit water or not have a steady stream, or I hear my freshwater pump work hard and not turn off, and I'll explain that later, I know it's time to fill it up. So what I do is I get a key like this. We're here. Water tank. I screw this water in. I've got two of those for a total of 75 gallons, and I filled up. Well, while I was doing that, I was looking back and noticed this. These are reefing lines I put in, and I pulled them on and off a couple times. What I did is I missed putting them in right here in this pulley. So they're supposed to go here through the pulling down. I did that on both sides. So I'm gonna do that now while I'm thinking about it. And while I have the phone out, let's show you the dinghy. Gotta come up with a name with it. I've been thinking about naming it for as long as I've had the boat. But here's my dinghy, right here. It has a fiberglass floor, and you see how it has no air. So I have an air leak. It was damaged, I think, most likely when I brought it over. Because when I brought it over, and I'm gonna sum up that trip, or might relive it one day. It was rough. It's small craft warning advisory that I wasn't aware of. I brought it over like 20, 30 knot winds, maybe more. But and that dinghy was bouncing back against the boat, so I think that is where it was damaged. And also, it was so bad. I had a wire that's clamped here and here, and it was gone. It was gone on the trip. So that's my bad story out. So what I'm gonna do right now is, like, so while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna reroute the reefing lines so I don't forget about it. So actually I'm gonna write a note about it, but then I'm gonna do them just so I don't forget about it. Hey y'all, here's what we're working on now. One of the things I need in my boat is, actually I need everywhere, is more storage that I can see. What I mean by that is I have a mind that if I don't see something, I forget about it. When I lived in a loft in Dallas, Texas, my kitchen cabinets had no doors. It was perfect. And I had a big closet and everything was out in the open. Well, one of the things about a sailboat, and probably boats in general, is there's a lot of storage tucked away underneath things. For example, I have storage behind there, the cushions. I have some underneath there, here, underneath there, and so as you can imagine, there. So as you can imagine, I misplace stuff very, very often. So I picked up these white storage things from I don't know where, but they were on clearance somewhere. So the first try at this was I put Velcro. Let's see if we get some more light back here. I put Velcro on the back of them and put Velcro, just little slips, and put the other side of Velcro back there. So for example, you can sit here and it would attach. Well, that did not work. Just broke something. Anyway, I'll glue it back. So that did not work. So what I'm going to do now is, first of all, I'm going to glue these on, I don't know which side of the Velcro is, but it's the non-fuzzy part. Glue that on there, and then I'll put one long Velcro strip across the bottom there and give that a try. That'll be version 2. Velcro's not that expensive. That's a great adhesive. I like it a lot. So that's what I'm working on now. I went and got toothpicks to undo, clear the nozzle on my Gorilla Glue. I've got clamps. So what I'm gonna do is glue this, clamp it, and while it's dry, and work on something else. So that's what I'm working on right now. It's gonna probably take a while to do it all, but we'll see how it works. All right, on to the next project, on to the my dinghy. Show it to you in this video. So I'm working on making my dinghy right there. To not lose air. Coming into our marina, once you get in the gate, the guy has a hard little dinghy, but he's got an inflatable dinghy like that. It's all cruddy, but it's kept air. So that's where I want my dinghy to be, to keep air. So what I've watched other videos and how they do it is they take soapy water, which I have here. You inflate it, spray soapy water on it, and bubbles pop up where it's leaking. So I have a Sharpie to mark the leaks, and I have my pump, little air pump, to pump it up. That's actually the air pump I use to pump up my inflatable dinghy. Over at Watson Bayou, I have a inverter. That is, what inverter is, you can take other current and basically plug something like this in. And I have an inverter that I connect to my car battery. You can plug it in, so that's how I pumped up that dinghy. I picked that up on Amazon. No telling how long ago. It was super cheap. It's amazing it's lasted this long. So let's start it. I'm about to lower my dinghy, get in the water. As soon as I lower it like that, I put the plug in the back, because I don't keep the plug out in it, because I keep it tilted like this, so water runs out. And let's see where we go. See you later, or talk to you later. I'm still working on closings on this. I'll probably crop this off. This isn't the full video, but until next time. All right, this is harder than I thought, doing the boat, because what I've done is I'm spraying soapy water along the side, and all I've seen is the bubbles of the soap. So what I'm gonna do is this. I have 2 spots on my dinghy where this bumper rail has separated. There and over here. So I have some, this is called Hyperlime or something else. So I have some glue for this. So what I'm gonna do is just put a patch, or get the glue. I've got some more of this, patch it underneath those, and see how that does. Let's start with that. And then if that doesn't do it, then I will pull it out of the water and go from there. But like I said, all these boat projects, there's more to them than meets the eye. Every one of them. There's more to them than meets an eye. And with a mind like mine, that's always my mind's getting distracted on other things. I always working on a side job at the same time. But always work on a side job. So what I noticed is my dinghy's pretty hard to pull up. So up there I've got 2 big pulleys. Down here I've got 2 small pulleys. So I'm gonna start looking for bigger pulleys. Move that to the bottom and see if I can find one with 3 pulleys to make it easier to or 4 pulleys, because that one actually has 3 or more, and switch it out and make it easier to pull up, because it's heavy. It's heavy. But yeah, I'm just trying to stop the air from leaking. So I'm gonna go get something right now, dry that area, and then get some sandpaper, try to rough it up so the patch stays better, and then patch it, and then pump it up one more time. Or let patch it overnight, and then see how it's looking tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll see what's next. So to be continued. All right, all. Hey, here you go with Regen Life. What's up? I have been working. I went to Home Depot and Lowe's. Excuse me, West Marine. West Marine's a boat place for Home Depot for boat stuff. Picked up a couple things, but when I was at Home Depot, I picked up these wraps that you can use to wrap cables with, and they were inexpensive, like $2 each. And one of the things that on a boat you need is to keep your lines organized. It's a safety thing, because we have a small cockpit area in the back, and if you got lines all over the place, it becomes an unsafe place to work and play. So I've got that running around in my head, spinning how can I make those work. Got some ideas. Reason I'm looking back is because this is an area right here where people put their lines. Like I said, I've got this wrapped around here. This is my line that when my sail goes this way or this way, this controls that. I don't know the official name. This is the line that controls my main sail. It goes up and down. This is a line this red one, that is my first reef. Like I said, reef is a way to depower your boat. It was pre-cut at West Marine. I got it for like 30% off, and I'm not sure if it's the right length. So we're gonna see how that math works out for me. But what I did this morning was worked on the dinghy. And this is the dinghy. We'll crawl down, and I'm gonna set the phone down and crawl down and show you what I worked on. All right, so she's not holding air good enough. So what I did was there were 2 places on the boat, on the dinghy, where the rub rail had separated from the boat itself. So what I did was I put a patch right there. I got a Hyperline patch and some Hyperline glue, because this boat's made out of, and put it there. I had it on that side also, in hopes that it would reduce the loss of airflow, and it hasn't, because it was pumped up and hard when I left earlier. It's pumped up. It's already gotten soft, so I have to figure out a way to find the air leak on this. So what I'm gonna do is pump it up some more while I'm down here. If I use it every day, I can pump it up a little. It's just no big deal. If I don't use it every day, that's when it becomes more work. But like I said, I'm gonna pump it up right now since I'm here, because ultimately I got to get it out of the water to find this leak. I believe it's my first time finding a leak, so I'm gonna do some researching online more and see what I find out on that. But that's it. So let me pump it up, and I'll get back to you later. Hey, something I run into is, and a lot of people do, it's not just me, when you have a lot of ideas running through your head, you get paralyzed. Like I was just sitting down there, got all these ideas of things that I want to see happen. I want to put a web type backing right there. I want to make better places to hang my lines when I'm underway. I want to, I'm trying to work on my dinghy, get it where it doesn't leak. I have a 1,000-watt inverter that I'm trying to figure out how to put in. An inverter takes my DC power, because right now I'm plugged in. See that yellowish line? That's my shore power. That's plugged in. So it's charging my batteries, and when I plug something in my outlets, normal household thing, it turns on. When I am on the water, on the way, I don't have that. And I have two 12-volt batteries for my accessories and one 12-volt battery to start the engine. They're on different systems. And I can charge them via the alternator on my engines or my solar panels. The issue with my solar panels is one of them is damaged. I'll show you pictures of a storm, I think it was last year, that came through and just popped them right up. Popped. So I got it, and one of them's new, the other one was damaged beyond repair. And my power has never been the same since then. My solar power has never been the same since then. So I forgot where I was going with that. Solar power, oh, the inverter. So I have an inverter, and what that will do is I can hook it up to my batteries, and it will allow me to plug in other places that I can, appliances that I can just plug in. I have other things for that. I've got two portable batteries inverters that I can do that with. So I'm about to head out in a day or two, hopefully tomorrow, for 2 or 3 days, and just to see how my power does away from the dock. So that's one of the things, and also I want to show you some things. But so back to getting overwhelmed. So when you got a lot of ideas and things running through your head, it paralyzes you from moving forward on anything. And I mean, I've had all that before, and I've just sat there and not know where to start. Well, sitting there is not an option for me right now. So what I'm going to do is just write them down as they come to my mind, and just start on the first one and work on it until it's either done or until I'm at a stopping point, and then go to the next one. Because the main one I need to do right now, in my opinion, is put a backing there. I mean, I've not had one, but I just want to be safe. So to me, that's one I need to work on. So I'm gonna start on that one first, and then, like I said, I'm gonna go down there right now, write down these things I have to do, and just work through them one by one by one by one. All right. So that's a little bit into the life of a person with a lot of ideas. It's interesting. It's interesting. And I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. I don't think you can. It's a spam text message. Gosh, when you shop somewhere and you give them your phone number or email address, they just harass you with coupons. Like I got one from Ace Hardware. Spend $75 and get $10 off. Well, that's not much of a coupon, because why do you want to? I mean, I never go there and spend more than 10 or 15 bucks. So, but that's neither here nor there. I got off sidetracked. So let me go. Let me go and start on this backing. Talk to you later.